This conference will now be recorded.
Cottage Grove Town Board will hold a public meeting beginning at 7 p.m. on Monday, April 15th, 2024 at the Town Hall, 4058 County Road N, Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. You can also join the meeting by GoToMeeting. We have a quorum present. The meeting was posted at the Town Hall and on the website. I'll call the meeting to order and we'll stand for the flag pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You have the minutes of the March 18th meeting in your packet, along with the April 5th.
Road inspection.
You're just doing
Approval of the
18th.
18.
Second.
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to approve the minutes for March 18th as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You have the road and park inspection on April 5th.
Move approval.
Motion by Anders, second by Duplay to approve the minutes for April 5th as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstentions.
I was not there.
Motion carried.
You missed me, Mike.
Hey,
Finance report and approval bills. We did receive our $58,000 from the city of Madison for the bridge on Femright and the road work.
So we paid a few bills when there would have been a meeting, or around the time there would have been a meeting if we had had one last time, just to pay the ones that were due before now. So you see a date of 4/5 or something of those. And my checks 4/3.
I'll move approval of checks 37002 and 37052 be paid. And we make EFT payments of $37,214.45.
There's a motion by Duplay. Is there a second?
second.
Second by Fonger to approve checks 37002 through 37052 with the EFT payment of $37,214.45. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You have your per diems and building permits.
Move approval of the per diems as presented, and we'll just add the building permits right onto that then.
Second.
Motion by Anders, second by DePlay to approve the March per diems and the March building permits as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You also have your unaudited cash and investment balance of $3,332,562.03. And you have a copy of the credit card charges and the March financial report. Anything else?
No, I got the first draft of the audit a week ago and another draft today that I think will be pretty much the final one. I'll talk about some of that later when we talk about that loan.
Okay. Next item is public concerns, public's opportunity to speak to the town board about any subject that is not a specific agenda item. And there's no one online. We'll move on to review the March police activities.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening, Eric.
Well, any questions regarding the stats that we submitted? I'll get to those first.
Lot of tickets.
Yes, Shotlift, myself, and Grafton have been kicking butt.
Everywhere, or what, everywhere, or?
Yeah, so normally we try to focus obviously on the town roads
Yeah.
first, and then when things are slowing down, then we normally will go out to 12 or
Oh, you
somewhere
do?
else.
Okay.
So we'll hit everything. We try to do some laps, so.
The majority of them were for speeding or?
Majority of them are
Yeah.
for speeding. There are some for like expired tags or
No insurance.
no insurance is also another one. That's normally a double cite though for, I think for the three of us, we all agree that if they don't have insurance, we cite for that as well.
Or it's not registered.
Yeah, that's it.
22 of them.
Yep.
What's that worth ticket wise? Is there a ticket for it or?
Expired tags?
Yeah.
That's 98.80. So,
Okay.
which is the lowest cite you can have, or actually it's the second lowest cite. There's like 73.60 or something like that.
Crazy.
Any questions?
Are you looking at that detour on Miles Road?
So yeah, so we have been aware of the issues caused over there. So I have been parking over there on Hupmobile to address the speeders, which sounds like it's been always an issue prior to the stop sign or the bridge being shut down. But I have been focusing on that stop sign there on Crestview / Hupmobile, as well as the speed there, and getting some of those. But I guess there's also those two new stop signs that are there as well, where other deputies are sitting at. But I'm trying to get more of the speed because it's right by the park. So I think that's more of a concern for me personally because of the kiddos. So let's see what else.
Did we get back to two stop signs that were stolen?
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
They were
They're mine.
stolen? Is that?
I wondered where those came back. Did someone turn them in?
Kim put a post on our Facebook page, and then it was about 4 or 5 days later.
Maybe not even that long, yeah.
Someone said they just found it in the middle of the road on the morning walk and set them up for us.
Yep.
How long is that bridge gonna be out? Any idea?
Month of April, pretty much.
May 3rd.
Oh, so that's not so bad.
First week in May, I think they're scheduled for blacktop.
Yeah.
I was impressed how far they were when we stopped on our road tour.
Yeah, they're just waiting for Align Energy now, so.
That's awesome.
Did you bring back the signs? Is that what you did? Or? Could have been.
In addition, the only other new thing that's we're hoping to do here pretty soon. So June 17th, between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., I'm hosting a child passenger seat technician event at the Cottage Grove, which is sign up only. However, I was hoping to kill two birds with one stone. And I'm trying to get our marine and trail enforcement team, a canine, our a Bearcat, and a few other things to have more of a community event that day as well too. So that is hopefully what we're trying to do. It's not set in stone at this point yet. Again, I have to get the approval from all the special teams, but hopefully, tentative date, so June 17th, again, 3 to 6. So anybody listening,
What day of the week is that?
Monday.
that is a Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, what school?
Right here in the parking lot.
Oh, in the parking lot here.
Yeah,
Good.
to the
Cool.
fire department.
Fire department parking lot.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
nice.
So tentative.
Yeah.
So it's not in stone yet, but. So, and other than that, same issues as I mentioned a couple months ago, making sure that we're not having opportunities of crime, so closing garage doors, and also securing your vehicles if they're in the parking lot or driveway or road, et cetera. And then additionally, the scams, frauds. Don't click on stuff you don't know. And obviously, we'll never ask for a gift card or anything for a warrant. So any questions, obviously, can always be called to us.
You want to mention the new camera on BB? Because I've got a lot of residents asking me about
Yeah,
that.
so there's a thing called the flock camera. There's the Sheriff Barrett talked about it in length in the news like probably about a year ago if you Google it. Flock is FLOCK. And basically what they are is they're automatic license plate readers. So they're set up, there's one inside the village of Cottage Grove on end back across from the Quick Trip over there. And then there's also the new one that's on BB and what's the cross street?
Meyer Road.
Meyer Road. That was just put in as well in our township. So it's not to alarm anybody. It's just simply to check for silver alerts as well as I don't know what they call it for the veteran alerts or whatever. But there's also veterans and then also the stolen autos to track them and to get a better eye on where they're going and everything. So then we can hopefully spike them and avoid someone getting head-on collision that I observed last week in Madison. So yeah, it was not a good thing.
They put one up on Reiner when they did the intersection over there across from Wolf Paving.
Oh,
When they
yeah.
did that over there, that was the first one that I noticed.
Yeah, no, they're an asset for sure. So and they have pretty good cameras too.
How many cameras do you have that are like that?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
it's a
above my pay
permanent
grade.
thing on a post.
That's above my pay grade. I don't know that answer. I would say probably at least 20 to 50 somewhere in there.
That's just
But yeah,
curious.
yeah. I don't know who funds it. I don't think it's a Dane County initiative. I think it's kind of a collaborative amongst everything, amongst several different municipalities.
Isn't the manufacturer offering grants, at least they were, to fund it?
Ooh, I don't know that question, sir. So
Any issues at the station? Everything's okay there?
everything's good, and then the few things we've just reached out to Dan, and Dan's helped us out there. So
Okay.
nothing earth shattering, just the garage here and there and a toilet or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're pretty much just
Okay.
doing us.
Why don't you stick around until we talk about our ATV, UTV vehicles.
Okay, I'll stick around for that.
Next is review proposed revisions to the Town Code of Ordinances and set date for public hearing. First one is section 4.07, fire protection within buildings, knock spot.
This was just what you guys talked about back in January.
Restricted by a locked fence or gate. Any questions on that? Okay with that?
Yep.
Yes.
Then 9.097, all terrain vehicles and utility trained vehicles. Bill, I guess my question is on number 4. ATVs, UTVs on official town roads having a posted speed limit of 35 miles per hour or less. So any road that's 55 or 45 they can't ride on?
Correct. That's by statute as well.
So we don't have any.
I would have to disagree on this because how are all of the other counties in the state of Wisconsin who allow UTVs, town highways, that are not 35 miles an hour and, you know, the entire county of Sauk, just as an example, you can ride your UTV unless it's within the corporate limits or specifically prohibited. And that's on speed limit roads that are speed limits of 35, 45, and even 55 miles per hour.
I've been questioning this for a long time, and what I finally was led to understand, is that the statute is talking about the town designating ATV roads that are routes that are not on our roads. So we can designate them on like county roads if they're 35 or less, but we can't, but it's open for us to go any speed limit on our own. That's what I was finally got into my head.
At the fall posted speed limits, if there's not one posted for ATV.
Have you been following? Dane County has opened up a lot of the county truck roads and they've got a sign right by the speed limit sign. It says ATV, UTV, and it's got a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit tacked right on that post. If you go over here on County W or wherever where they've already taken care of it. And I know areas that have done that said it's actually kind of a hazard because you're coming over the hill and they're requiring the ATV to go 35. And, you know, they're doing 55.
Yeah, that's in the sign.
Right.
Yeah, I think if the board's desire is to open it up to roads greater than 35 miles an hour, I mean, I can look into that. But my understanding though is the statute limits our authority to only allowing them on roads 35 or less. But I can certainly verify that.
I wish you would because of the fact I can't see 50 other counties being wrong, you know,
They're
by.
all over it or not
I've
doing
heard it
that.
over and over again, but that's what I finally got convinced of, is that that's only applies if it's not our road.
Yeah, because Deerfield has all theirs open and they have ones that aren't posted with the speed limit. No.
The county ordinance further limits it because they say not on certain roads, no matter what their speed limit is, but you know, it gives you an idea of which ones you could ask for.
To limiting speed limits of the UTV to a speed less than the posted speed limit, you know, yes, I could see that, but to prohibit the mere presence on a road that has a speed limit greater than 35.
That's not true.
You're gonna shut it down in the whole state.
Yeah, because they're riding on.
Well, does Dane County have an ordinance that explains it better or what?
They just got it for the county trunk roads. They're letting the townships, they're not getting involved with the township roads.
I understand. So what else would we be working with? I mean, it'd be a Dane County road, wouldn't it, or no? Or
No, because we're not talking about allowing anything on the county trunk highways or.
No, that's not
we're
the
not
township
talking about town roads.
responsibility.
so if we have a 45, you can't be on it, or
Correct.
That's the
that
way
doesn't
they're,
even make sense.
that don't make sense.
All right, so if I'm hearing the board right, then I'll look into it. If we can do it on roads greater than 35, I'll make that change to permit it on those other roads as well.
Mhm.
But then you have to decide if you're gonna put a lower speed limit on the ATVs than the posted speed limit. Like he was saying, some of them are posted at 35.
Correct. And I do see that really regularly where, you know, we're not allowing
I do too, but
UTV or
that's my biggest fear
ATV to
is
be
what,
traveling at 55 miles an hour on.
that's my biggest worry though, like whoever just said it, where you come over a hill and you're going 55 because that's the speed limit and there's an ATV on the other side limited to 35.
What's the difference between that and a bicycle?
So, sorry to interject here, but Dane County ordinance is saying, no ATV, UTV shall be operated at a speed greater than 35 or the posted speed limit, whichever is lower,
Whichever is lower.
whichever is lower.
That's on their roads.
That's on
Yeah.
theirs.
But it's just so you're trying,
Yeah.
I know that was a question. So
Everything's different, seems.
The township has their own.
Yep.
You might
ordinance.
want to make it consistent with
Yeah.
the county though.
Our township roads are 45, correct?
Most of the townships are 45, right?
Yeah, or less.
unless it's a
Yeah,
residential.
that's gotta be clarified.
Not on the east
That's-
side.
that's in here.
55.
On the side.
Dora Road's all,
Nora
Dora Road,
Road is.
that's
Up off
45.
55,
North's 45, ain't it?
part of it, yeah.
Where's the change to 55 at?
Nothing's posted. Go through the chicane by my house. It's
Where's the
65, 70.
I have to look again, but I don't see.
Because when I
From the
turn
four-way
on
corner out
Up
there,
by Dwight's, there's a side
Yep.
45, and then on the other end,
but then you get to the,
The
oh yeah, it is going towards Meyer too.
yeah,
Yeah,
but then when you
there's a
turn
sign
left to come back this way on Nora, it's 45
Yeah.
sign there.
Right, it's because it's a rustic road.
That's right.
That-
But like all
yeah.
those other roads out
But
there
isn't
aren't.
Ridge 45?
No,
Not all of it.
I don't think any of it.
You don't think any of Ridges? I thought
Ridge Road?
Ridge south of PB was
Yeah.
45.
Yeah,
But north is 55 up through there.
yeah.
I always go 45. It's not posted. I thought the rules were if it's not posted in a rule saying it's 45. on the
Right,
back.
I did too.
That is true.
Yeah, I think where all the signs are.
So that's news to me. I thought it was posted.
I can look.
Yeah, it ain't posted, it's 45, I thought.
We're also geographically limiting it to east of Highway N and north of 1218.
Right.
Right.
So the only comment there is Deerfield Road would give access to town and Christiana roads to go south of 12 on
Just,
Deerfield Road.
you didn't take a left on Shadle, you couldn't take a right. Because that gets you access into Christiana, which is open.
Okay, say that again now. I'm just trying to.
Go ahead, Matt.
So Deerfield Road south of 12, we're on the Deerfield Cottage Grove.
Isn't half of it ours and half of it theirs?
Yeah.
Deerfields, which is open.
Deerfield is open
Yeah.
So
for half a
our
road.
Deerfield Road
No,
north,
it's right now, it's
regardless.
closed.
Because we're not open.
It's shared with us.
Deerfield open all of theirs, even when we're touching them.
Yeah.
There's a no,
Oh, they do?
there's
So
a sign
Deerfield Road?
on Deerfield Road with
So
no,
where we split all of Deerfield. All of Deerfield is split. And that section
Deerfield Road.
between, what is that, South Jargo and that little subdivision area there, that's all open. That's still the border of town of Cottage Grove.
there were signs there that said no, you, there's
Only
no-
12 and 18 going south.
Oh.
Otherwise,
there's one over on
it's all open.
North Jarvis.
We saw that one the other day. We were noticing that section's all open.
Let's just cancel it. But what Matt's referring to, if you go down Deerfield to the south, then you would take a left on Shadle, which gets you on permitted roads in the town of Christiana. You could not take a right because now you're sharing a road with Pleasant Springs.
Pleasant Springs doesn't have any. Is that
Well, we
correct?
we don't have Deerfield Road south of, what we're talking about wouldn't include Deerfield Road south of 12 and 18, right?
But the township maintains that, correct?
I know, but I mean, this ordinance is saying that only if
Right.
it's north of Highway 12 and 18.
But we was asking if you could have an exclusion just for that section.
or between Deerfield Road to south of 12 to Shadle.
Right now Deerfield's got that closed for their township. They got it closed from Shadle to 12 and 18
Because
to
we're not,
ATV traffic because we're not included on that.
Oh. That's just, how far is that?
A mile,
mile.
a mile length road.
So you're saying if we had our half open, they'd have their half open? Well, that's something we should do, shouldn't we?
That's what we're kind
That's
of,
what I said.
that's what we're asking.
South Jargo, that's 34, 55. Just Nora's 45 out there.
That's covered in the rustic road.
So do you want me to change it then to also allow Deerfield Road south of 12 and 18
If you would.
to Shadle.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
East on Shadle. Because we couldn't take a right on, go
Well, that's
west.
not ours anyway.
Right, that's not
Yeah,
ours.
so that's, but we would be able to get there.
What we'd have to do is put a sign to the west with a cross that's not a route.
Yeah, pretty sure Saddle Ridge to 12 and 18 is open.
All right. And then there was a sign up on the other end of Deerfield Road where it meets Cargo to work.
Are we expecting that, it says here that the ATV club will provide the signs, but that our public works department will install them? Is that
No.
what we were expecting?
No,
So that's probably my doing.
We will show them where to install.
that's what you need somebody uniform. That we all,
The ATV ordinance that the groups circulate says that the groups will put it in place.
correct.
The problem with that is it's our liability. So if the signs are put up improperly, in the wrong place, not maintained or whatever, it's the town's liability. So that's why I always draft them to say that the town will do it. I can certainly change it to say, but then you're effectively you're authorizing private citizens to put traffic regulatory signs up that have legal implications.
True.
But would we have somebody along when the signs are being put up, or?
We could do that.
Or, you know, just,
Supervisor?
You know, speed should go on speed, you know, regulatory,
Mhm,
caution should go on a caution, warning sign, you know,
mhm.
that stuff. I can explain that to them, how that stuff works.
All right, so they'll put them up under our supervision.
Under our supervision.
Have you guys have any sort of inventory as to approximately cost and sign numbers and posts? What are they gonna use for posts?
We have
The unit strut time?
We have 4x4s.
would you attach them to your, like, you see a lot of them, like on the
There's one
speed limit
already
sign?
there.
Yeah, so if you put up like the 35 sign for the,
Then you'd have to put up a separate post, but if you're gonna go with
no, you put it underneath the
45.
our regulatory
Right.
sign, yeah.
I thought there are some signs you can't do that. I thought like stop
You can't-
signs, speed limit signs. you
Can't be on the same post.
Yeah.
Yep. Regulatory have to be with regulatory. No, I mean, basically every classification of sign has to stay on its own post, right? So you can't put like a curve ahead sign with a speed limit sign.
Yeah.
They have to have their own post. They have to be
You need to see
spaced.
this, did they give you one in your package?
No,
You want it?
sure. But yeah, I mean, that's the way all signs, even guidance, all those have to be on their own post.
Sure, I just didn't want them thinking they could. just slap it
Villages
on.
and cities get away with it because they have limited space. But like townships, we have to follow the rules of the law. So.
Yeah, I got a bunch of old snow fence posts, just kidding.
So Bill, you'll look into that
Really green
35
treated.
and advise us back on that
Yep.
one.
We'll do.
Thank you.
So then we have chapter 12, uniform building code.
This one came from general. I think you guys looked at what they sent quite a while ago, like last fall sometime. And you've been kind of holding onto it because Roppers also had some recommendations for section 12.08 parent 1 that went to the plan commission. So we didn't want to amend this ordinance twice. Two different reasons.
Anybody have any questions on uniform building code?
Who has actually gone through this thing to really I mean, I went through it, but to understand it is,
I mean, I did at the time that I did it. It's been
Yeah.
a couple months, but I went through and took what they gave and I went back and forth a couple times with things that didn't make sense to me and mostly got my way with them. But you just have to, I think you just have to read it from the standpoint of what they're trying to do and what makes sense.
Right.
yeah.
And then maybe Bill can look at it from the point of what's legal, but
Some of this came from Jim.
not from Jim, from the general engineering's office. I have not sent this to Bill previously, so that could be something that you guys might want to do is just ask him to more thoroughly review it.
Yeah, I'm just sort of looking at it now while you're all talking. There's some, nothing very significant, but like the subsection 6 regarding unsafe buildings, there's a state statute as well for raising buildings. We would want the language to mirror the state statute. For instance, he says if a building is dangerous to life, the statute says unsafe. Whether or not those are synonymous or not, I don't know, but it just makes sense to just mirror the state language.
That's in 6A.
6A, correct.
In the third line where it talks about general dilapidation, would that have helped us with that house on BB?
Oh, the one across from
Yeah.
Violet's.
Yeah, it only helps if the dilapidation results in the building being unsafe.
Oh.
Just sort of junk out in the front yard doesn't do it. The other thing I just noticed, subsection B, this says if immediate action is required, the building inspector shall enter the premises and do whatever. I always warn municipalities against shall makes it mandatory.
Yeah.
And you really can't predict, as we're sitting here now, every circumstance. I always change shall to may. Obviously, they're going to follow the town's direction. If the town says you got to act on this now, they will. But I think that's preferable to obligating ourselves to act.
Yes.
So there's some things to look at still here.
So do you want me to send the red line version to Bill and let him?
I would think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Yes, and have that come back to us. Everyone okay with that for chapter
Yes.
12?
Yes.
And we'll look at chapter 15.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one I did look at. Another lawyer in my office looked at it. You guys are in compliance with the act, the recent act. The only thing that needed to be changed was in 15.13 sub 2A, which allowed you to hold 15% of deposits. The law limits you to 10%. So we've changed that in the red line. But other than that, your existing code is compliant.
And then
Okay.
that other portion up above was from Mark Roffers, having to do with changing the petition of land use form. And that's related to combining design review and CUP application review.
So that's a good one, right?
Yeah. So I guess my question, do you want to schedule a date for the public hearing for the fire protection knots box and the land division?
Or do you want to get those done, or do you want to wait and do them all at once? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Or do you want to wait and do them all at once?
Well, normally I would say yes. However, I think the plan commission one is important enough with as busy as the plan commission is getting. I would just as soon perhaps maybe have a little teeth,
Yeah,
have the
because
ordinance when it comes time to our initial applications,
Yeah.
you know, for
they did
people.
approve some changes to that form, and then this gives them the authority to do that. And then
Yes.
I can implement that.
That
new
would be the
form.
only one that I, would like to see sooner rather than later. No offense to Bill, but I'm just saying it just, some days it gets very frustrating when we get half a packet from the applicant.
Then why don't we do this and the Knox box, since they're
Yeah.
both at that point?
Sure.
Those two on May 6th,
Sounds good.
Yes.
our first meeting in May.
Okay.
Someone online that wants to speak?
Caller 01.
So,
Need a motion for that? Or
Yeah, we'll just set the date for May 6th for the fire protection within a building, the Knox box, and the chapter 15. We'll do those two on the 6th, and we'll probably have the other two to review and set a date at our May 6th meeting then.
Okay.
So we'll move on then to discuss and consider options for replacement of the 2010 patrol truck in 2025. You're up, Dan. Thank you.
So what's happening? There's a whole bunch of wrenches got thrown in. Allison Transmission Company
yes,
went on strike.
I heard that.
So they're heavy duty line vehicles, they're not getting transmissions or haven't been for, I don't know how many months now, a month and a half, right, or so. But anyway, so pushing everybody back further on this. Well, I met with the Western Star guy and he actually has 6 trucks allocated to be delivered yet this year. And we
That
could
fit our needs.
that are exactly what we're specking out. It's a single axle plow truck. Orange, everything.
What does Western Star use for power plants and transmissions?
Cummins and Allison Transmissions,
Okay.
but he is
So he's
guaranteed,
right.
he's guaranteed 6 yet this year. And he's got 2 of them that are available that we could put our name on one of them.
What's the difference price wise, anything?
Well, we can get this, international we can't get. This one is at $134 and $29. So $134,029. Where
Just for
the,
the chassis.
yeah, it's just for the chassis. International is like 126, I think it was, 129. So they're very comparable. Peterbilt has not gotten back to me yet because I contacted them too. And I'm supposed to be getting, and they're supposed to have a guy in Illinois reaching out to me because their guy in Madison here retired. The sales guy just retired. Yeah. So I'm getting run around there. And I don't know if I want to reach out to Freightliner or Mac. I don't know. Never had either one.
Madison truck would be a good option, or Crete truck.
Who's that?
Mack or Crete truck.
You like Max? I've never driven one, so I have no idea. I don't know anybody over there either, but I could reach out to them. But this we could have September or October of this year yet. And the only downfall is we'd have to pay for it when it comes. We can't have them bill us after the first of the year kind of thing. I asked all those questions, if we could delay bill it or if we could, somehow, hold it for us, with something signed saying that we are going to purchase it January 1.
Yeah.
But he said, no, we'd have to pay for it on delivery.
I'm sure if you didn't take it, somebody else would.
Yeah. But
If there's a shortage of.
that's his deal. That's their policy.
Do we need to do it now?
If you want to replace one in 25.
It sounds like that's the way to go if we're gonna do this in 25. And just so you know, the 2010 has been costing us a lot of money.
Yeah.
We've had it in the shop every year, the last 3 years.
A lot of money.
We're pushing 55,000 in 3 years.
Oh,
Of course, now that's been paid.
Yeah, we're still having coolant issues, so I keep taking it up there every other week for coolant issues.
International.
Yep.
And Kim, when you looked at the audit, our undesignated funds will be able to,
Your unassigned funds are 1.6 million, which is 36% of your budget. Your policy says it should be 20 to 25, so it's at least $500,000 more than what the policy would say.
how much?
500,000.
we get it.
So we could use
We could do
that
it.
and
Yeah.
pay for it, have it delivered in September.
How's backed up is Burke then?
Well, that's the thing though, if we get it in line, and I talked to Jeff yet this year, we don't have to pay for them until next year. So we could budget the build for the truck.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
We'd only be buying the glider basically.
Yeah.
And then what? That's still in.
And
No,
then in our budget for next year, we budget the box and
yeah,
spreader.
it wouldn't sit, because Jeff said we could work it out where we just take it to them and then they'll start building it. And then we'll just get it earlier in 25.
Instead of August, we
Yeah.
get it.
So you're saying no matter what, it's gonna be 25.
Right.
Well, yeah, to get the box and everything mounted on it. Yep.
Takes a while to get
Yeah.
through Burke.
Yep.
So usually with these big trucks, we've done a 5-year loan.
Mhm.
And so every 5 years, we replace one of the 3 trucks, and so we have one loan going all the time. So this 2010 loan is, actually, it's got 1 more year on it.
No.
Well, not on the 2010, but on the newest one, it has 1 more year.
2020.
Yeah, it has 1 more year on that loan.
Does
And
it?
that's why we're scheduled to replace the 2010 in 2025, because then we would take out a new loan and start paying on that in 26. On the other hand, what I have on the agenda, asked for on the agenda later, was to use this excess and unassigned funds to maybe pay for that little truck that's being built right now, which is about just very quite shy of 100,000. Though, because traditionally we have not taken out loans for the smaller trucks. We've taken out loans for the big trucks, so.
Right,
That's-
but in our unassigned funds, right now, we have enough to pay for both.
Probably, I don't know what, by the time you add a box to that, what does it all come
Well,
up
we
to?
can budget that though, the
No,
box.
you can't budget it because you can't increase your, I mean, what are you gonna not get then? That's why we get loans. Because we can't increase the levy for that. We can
Borrow for
increase-
that stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing else to get. I mean, that's,
I mean, do
you
you
just
want,
borrow for it like you do with the whole truck. You just do that amount.
you just wanna borrow for the,
It's gonna be over
That's
100,000.
what Burke puts on.
okay,
It's gonna be over 100,000 probably.
yeah. So you're gonna pay for part of it and borrow. for
Did you
some.
trade in your existing truck or you
We
sell
sold
it
them
on
out of it.
surplus?
Some of it.
That's gonna screw up our
It's gonna change your levy.
levies, I thank you.
Yeah, and that's what I was working my way up to here, yeah. So, because you're
I'd like to keep our
traditional,
levy where it's at somehow.
Well,
You have to
what you
borrow
could
it for the
then
small
do
truck.
is
we have
borrow
a
a little
borrow for
bit more
small
for
trucks.
road.
We have to, because we have the box and stuff we have to get hit.
But we have
Each year.
unassigned funds that maybe we can pay for that with. That's what I was thinking, is traditionally we have not borrowed for these small trucks. If we got the money and the interest rates are as high as they are, why don't we pay for that? But I wasn't aware that we were gonna have to maybe pay for a big truck this year too. But,
I didn't know either.
But we have the money to do it.
Can you unofficially tell Western Star that, yeah, put your name up, pencil you in, and you could wait a little bit longer for Peterbilt to come back and,
I can always,
if they do bid you, I mean, if they do throw a bid out at you.
we can always back out. I mean, you can back out any sale.
Yeah, you're not paying
I
nothing
mean, I
down.
just,
No, nothing's ahead.
I guess I would like to see us,
Bill, do we need to formally request bids on a truck?
no, it's equipment.
So
We never have before.
Your sole source.
Jeff always just went to international, not international.
make the motion to go approve the purchase of the 2020. It'll be a 24, but we're going to put it in service in 25 and use undesignated just for the chassis.
It'll probably technically be a 25. It's after August.
The 25 truck,
Oh,
what?
New year,
When it's built.
New year
so yeah,
models
it's
come
gonna
out
be
in
the
August.
25 model year.
Okay.
So you're looking for a motion to approve the purchase of the 2025.
Western Star.
Well, I wasn't gonna use the name of the truck, just in case Peterbilt comes. I didn't want to necessarily lock us in, but,
Truck.
I can check with Mac too and see what they carry for a vehicle. I haven't talked to anybody there yet.
interesting. You think that one of
what's
the-
Mac use for
Nobody
motors?
has them.
It's kind of based off Detroit. Would be,
And everything else we've got is Cummins, right?
Yeah.
right, well, Kenworth would be a PACCAR engine.
Yeah. And what?
A PACCAR engine would be a Kenworth or a
We can't afford a Kenworth.
most likely. Yeah. But then you'd have a Volvo option too at Madison or Creed truck.
Can't beat a Cummins. It's personal preference. I mean,
Yeah,
and just, we've had good luck mostly,
right.
kind of like switching boats midstream. I would move that we take undesignated funds to purchase a 2025 truck chassis.
Patrol Truck chassis.
Thank you, patrol truck chassis. This year, okay. So I'm just gonna say, yeah.
There's a motion by Anders. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Williams to approve the purchase of a 2025 patrol truck chassis this year using undesignated funds.
You gonna set any kind of a price limit or anything like that?
NTE, what, 135 you said?
Yeah, it's 134,
29.
130.
29, yeah. 130.
Plus tax and
Not to
trade-in
exceed.
tires from your old car?
Yeah.
No tax.
No tax.
No, I'm just, I remember those old commercials, you
And
know.
we'll sell
Not
the
to
old
exceed
one.
135,000.
And we can transfer plates, so I mean, that usually just costs us, what, $4 for a new
Yeah, they're
plate?
only $5.
$8, something like that.
Or should I say 135.5? Just for incidental.
And 99.
Fine. And $4.
135.5?
Yeah, I'll say 135.5, just,
And that's all right. with-
yeah, we don't have
Yeah,
to spend
That's
it.
fine.
Set the price at 135.
Round up numbers.
Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Discuss, consider 2024 road maintenance projects and set dates for bid opening and awarding of bids.
So your minutes from your tour are his plans.
Right.
If you agree with all that.
I don't know. I don't think we should do Loudon Road. Mike's here.
I don't care.
Gonna make it gravel.
We'll just have that as a UTV route only.
Hey, hey, hey.
I don't know if it needs to do Meyer Road. That I live on, especially if they said they're keep running it.
Especially at home.
Well,
That mentality, we might as well not do any roads.
Rather and Buckley were questioning.
What's that?
Buckley, Ridge, Rather, and Meyer were questioning.
Yeah, they're only if we have the funds. Buckley Ridge would be first out of those three.
Right. Meyer's at the bottom of
Bottom
the list.
of the list.
I don't think any of us are.
So. But we might as well bid it.
Yeah.
We don't have to accept them if it's more than what we can afford.
Yeah. Yeah, years past, we've always kind of done under what we budget for.
It's nice when they actually can bid something and give you a good number, because the more miles you put on there, the better price they'll give you.
Yeah.
Is the one, what that one culvert bad underneath there?
No.
We fixed that already.
Well, I think you did.
That was just a temporary fix. The road.
These were the roads with
Yeah,
what he
roads.
was
Just an
doing
old farm
on
road.
them that I scratched on. But if we go out for bids, could we open them on
We don't have to run it
May
once.
3rd?
No trip money, so we only have to run the posting and we only have to run it once, one cycle. What is that, 15 days? What is a cycle?
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Friday? Friday the 3rd, open up the bids, and then on the 6th, we could award.
Sure.
The ones that are
So-
questionable, you might want to bid those out as alternates, so you can, at your leisure decide which ones to take.
Yeah,
Is that a little tight? No, this is the 15th.
that is tight
That's a little tight.
for her to get it.
Yeah, you have to pay.
Not much, I think so.
You gotta do that on
Not
Wednesday,
much, I
right?
think at all on her. Wow.
Well, I don't got it, but that's supposedly the day when the most people read. And if
Yeah.
I send it today, I won't get it in this Wednesday, so you don't have your 15 days. I'd
Another week
like to
out.
be back
I have to push that a week.
a meeting.
The next meeting, yeah.
Back to the 20th, open them on the 17th.
That's about normal. That's
Yeah,
about
it
what
is.
we
A lot
normally
of
do.
times you haven't awarded them till the first meeting in June.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the plat opens up May 1st, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm waiting.
Okay, bid opening on May 17th. And we would award at our May 20th meeting then. I would make that motion.
Second.
Second, motion by Hampton, second by Anders to bid opening on May 17th with awarding on May 20th.
What's this thing, Chris?
Any discussion on the motion?
What time will you open them up? Noon?
10 o'clock usually.
Yeah, 10.
Okay.
And I'll do all my,
All those in favor of the
Shoot all
motion
the hundreds
signify
for
by
you.
saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Then we're down to discuss and consider using unassigned funds to pay for the 2024 F-550 rather than taking out a loan. And how much do we need for it?
$2 million.
No,
99,000.
it's just for the chassis, right?
No, 67 for the, it was 67,
on the chassis.
67,727 is what we paid for the chassis. And then the package price is 28,000, and then there was $3,400 worth of anti-ice system.
Oh, that's why. Okay, that didn't sound right to me.
So those three add up to $99,857.04.
Do you need a motion?
What do we budget?
Spend no more than, not to exceed $100,000 on a loan from
Yeah.
unassigned funds
Yeah.
for the F-550.
Motion by Fonger, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Duplay to approve using unassigned funds of $100,000 not
Not
to
to exceed.
exceed for the 2024 F-550 without, and not take out a loan.
Correct.
But to use the unassigned funds.
And now we'll-
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Report of road right-of-way permit Public Works Department activity update.
Just one since our last meeting, and that's for our Vilas Road, the culvert project up here. Alliant Energy has to move the gas lower.
They haven't moved it
They
yet?
haven't moved it yet, no. I stopped up there today to see that one guy was there.
Good luck with them.
Yeah, it must be pushed back, but,
They have they don't have that
yeah, the other end wall done.
both end walls?
No, just the
One,
west end
yeah,
and riprap.
can't do the east until they move that pipe.
But they have the driveway culvert in for the gentleman there with it extended like we wanted it,
Yeah,
so it'll flow nice.
and they dug out that ditch.
Yep, that's all done. Well, it's roughed right
Yeah.
now, but
It's gotta
Yeah.
be seeded, yeah,
yeah, he said they'd do some final
matting,
and stuff, but
whatever.
But yeah, so that looked really good. That's the only right of way permit I had since the last one. Yeah, as you know, the roof got started last Friday. We're working away on that, so our birds are finally sealed off. It looked like they finally, it looks like they have the gutter and everything on this side.
Hopefully they're all out.
Yeah,
Make sure there's nobody up there.
find out tomorrow. We should hear them now though. But,
So what are they putting on over the top then?
what's that?
What are they putting on over the top of the insulation then?
It's that TPO, yeah, that vinyl plastic stuff. That's what's on the roof, just like the shop was done.
White stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
So no more tin roof.
No, it's still there, but,
Well, I mean, it's underneath. You're not gonna see it, right?
yeah, they should be done. I would think they'd be done tomorrow. Sometime I gotta talk to them about a few issues we had with sealing some stuff up and making it look better up front here. And then, yeah, the nameplate thing there.
Trim that out.
Yeah. Other than that, we started mowing parks today.
Sweet. When they added downspout, another downspout.
Oh, yeah, and this, yeah. They put all new downspouts and gutters on. And yeah, we're getting into spring, summer work. It's kind of fun. Been shouldering for quite a while already. We got about half the township done.
Mention about the possibility for shingles.
Oh, I don't know a lot about it. Kim just forwarded that to us from PJ.
Town of Burke.
Town of Burke. Talked, who's that's not Ron, though. Who's the PJ, the clerk?
Yeah,
Is he? Oh, okay. I'll talk to him tomorrow. Yeah, so they offered they offered shingles. I don't know how many or anything like that, but our salt shed's gonna need a roof soon, so I'll look into it tomorrow. See what kind of shape they're in and how many they have.
Yeah, if they would have enough to do the salt shed, I would take them.
Yeah. Yeah, because we can put them inside somewhere until we get it done. Yeah, we have plenty of room down below too.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else. I got a couple weeks till I go to traffic school or
oh, yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah, that's all for me.
Oh, you mentioned about our discussion with JJ and Aaron.
Do I? That they want to annex some roads?
Yeah.
Oh, gods.
Which ones?
Clark and Vilas were their two mains that they want to get, just that, clean that up so it's all village through there then. And then they're gonna annex finally in front of they're gonna annex their lift station and the road in front of it, which is ours, the right of way. And then a section on BB also.
And BB where?
BB in front of Glacial Drumlin School there, kind of by their Shady Grove subdivision. But that's county right away, but that was their big areas. But they'd have, I mean, all of it pretty much has to go to landowners to give final say.
The only thing I added to them was if they take Vilas, they need to pay me the $5,500 that we paid for the railroad traffic signals.
No.
You know, back in '09 when we put that in.
The arms and everything.
The arms.
So where would the village then, okay, if I'm heading east on Vilas coming down the hill, Where would the village start then? Where the fire hydrant is there?
It's gonna start right where it is now. It's just,
Both sides.
no, they're only taking Vilas by Clark Street, not all of Vilas by your place.
No.
Still
I'm
gonna
just
start,
saying-
still gonna start the old farm golf course.
Yeah.
And then that brand new house on the right.
Yeah.
The building up on top of the hill.
Yeah. And then that'll be village all the way then until you get to Dick Bollings.
Robinson's?
Dick Bollings and Martinson's, yeah, right there.
25 to 35 to 45 to.
Want to be all 25 when they get it.
I know,
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
The 35 is not ours either. They put that in there. Just because they didn't want to drastic 45 to 25.
Yeah, it's just,
Without a speed study, I don't think it's legal.
that's just gonna be a.
It's not
speed trap
legal.
Like crazy.
25 that old.
And they take Clark Street when they redid it.
That's kind of what we thought, but wasn't our
Okay.
decision.
Board reports and communications, I don't have anything.
Did you want me to do anything? Skip clerk.
Oh, yes. Clerk treasurer.
Election went good, but we had a recount on Friday for county supervisor, as you saw. It came out the same final result out of all the municipalities there. They did find one more vote for Lorraine Gage. It was because of a voter who filled in the circle for Peterson but wrote Gage. So the tabulator would count it as a Peterson vote. But when you examine the ballot, they determined that voter intent must have been Gage since they wrote it in. You could go the other way too, though, and say they started to write down Gage and to change their mind and filled in Peterson. So,
Yeah.
you know, you could go either way. But anyway, the margin narrowed from 6 votes to 5 votes, but Peterson still won.
And how long did that recount take?
Well, it actually got started about 9:15. We had to get up there at 8:30 and we were out of there right at 11. But it's the town and village of Cottage Grove in District 36, town and village of Cottage Grove, town of Blooming Grove, part of the town of Sun Prairie, and 2 precincts, 2 wards in Madison. So when we left, the 2 Cottage Groves went first. And then when we left, the 2 city wards still had to go. So it couldn't have taken too long because I found a press release pretty early in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it bore out that the tabulators are counting right. I mean, that's the second time now I've seen that where the only changes have been voters not filling out a ballot right, circling the circles instead of filling them in. That happened one time, you know, that kind of stuff. So tabulators are right. It's just not, sometimes the voters aren't following directions and then those get missed.
Of course, the guy says, of course, we're both really good candidates, so, you know.
Yeah. Wasn't much difference between either.
No,
It wasn't, obviously.
we're really both really good candidates. Jesus Christ,
Okay.
you gotta be kidding me.
Anything else? Deer Grove EMS.
Having ambulance issues. You're talking about the town having truck issues, they're having ambulance reliability issues. Significant.
But it's pretty much related to the box. I mean, it's all that fancy control panel that feeds, goes, you know, back to the box itself as opposed to a Cummins diesel Aston transmission.
But they've had it in to deal with it and
Again, I
can't
know.
find it. And yet that silly thing keeps everything else from working. I
And we
understand.
checked the cord and the outlet here in the station and they were fine.
Yeah.
So it's somewhere in the
Crazy.
ambulance.
And I want to give a big kudos to the crew that worked that god awful call down in the town of Albion the other night.
Oh, boy.
Where was the high-speed chase coming out of Middleton, came through and ended up down there in Cottage Grove, or Deer Grove, went down there to support that operation. And it was a very long night for the crew, and they buried the ambulance out in the field because they had to take it back there because one of the victims was found out there, and it was just a real mess. But our guys and gals were as usual, top notch on the whole thing. So thank you, guys and gals.
Landfill? Nothing new. We paid the bills.
Yep.
Fire district? Ladder 1 had a hydraulic leak.
On the pivot for the swivel.
Looks like they had it fixed because of cheaper repairs.
Hopefully. Nothing else really, so. Next item is consider adopt a motion to convene in closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State Statute 19.85, parent 1, parent E, deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require closed session. Development agreement with Score Pit LLC.
Second.
Motion by Duplace, second by Williams to go in closed session. Roll call. Munger.
Aye.
Anders. Aye. Hampton, aye. Williams.
Aye.
Munger.
Not this month, but
Duplace, aye.
maybe next month they will come to Asian meeting, brief what's going on with Asian.
All right, I'm gonna stop the recording and lock the virtual meeting.
Motion by Duplace, second by Williams. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We are adjourned. That went well. Tomorrow night's the annual meeting.